As you all know, Bernie Sanders' Seattle rally was shut down by two women purporting to be with Black Lives Matter. Donald Trump had some really interesting comments to say about it, so I'm going to let you hear him out, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on his take on the issue.
One more question. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would never give up my microphone. I thought that was disgusting. That showed such weakness. The way he was taken away by two young women, the microphone, they just took the whole place over. And the audience, which liked him, I mean, they were him. They're saying, what's going on? How can this happen? That will never happen with me. I don't know if I'll do the fighting myself or if other people will. But that was a disgrace. The way they took, I felt badly for him. But it showed that he's weak. You know what? He's getting the biggest crowds, and I'm getting the biggest crowds. We're the two getting the crowds. But believe me, that's not going to happen to Trump.
Okay, so I completely disagree with him. I don't think that makes Bernie Sanders look weak at all. Because, I mean, look, you're in a lose-lose situation either way. I mean, if you try to take the microphone back or escort them out, then you're going to look like you don't care about their issue. But, I mean, if you let them speak, then you're going to get criticized by people like Donald Trump for looking weak. So what do you do in that situation? The best thing is to actually just hear them out. See, I don't know if Donald Trump was joking about like actually trying to fight them off. I don't think he was actually saying he'd get into like a physical fight with them, but I don't know if he's saying that he'd actually try to do something and get them off stage. Because I mean, what are you going to do, Donald? You're going to manhandle them? Are you going to pick these two women up and carry them out? What can you do in that situation? Nothing, really. I mean, I think that Bernie Sanders did what he could in the situation, given the fact that, I mean, he wasn't prepared for that. I mean, if you're not prepared by this and it catches you off guard, what's the best way to react? Well, peacefully. Don't try to grab them and throw them off the stage, regardless if you disagree with what they're saying. So now the only way to actually prevent this type of protest or disruption from happening is to pull a Hillary Clinton and completely cut yourself off from any voters. Don't let them get to you. Have a group of Secret Service agents or security guards surrounding you. And then if you do that, well, you never have to worry about it. But that's not the type of person that Bernie Sanders is. When the girls jumped on the stage, what did Bernie Sanders try to do first? He tried to shake their hand. And then while they were speaking, as he was leaving and whatnot, he went and he was shaking the hands of individuals within the crowd. And guess who was there protecting him? Nobody. He had his kind of little entourage with him, but they weren't like guarding him away from the individuals. He was able to get to them. They were able to access him and shake his hand and talk with him and whatnot. So he's not going to isolate himself like Hillary Clinton. He's not a billionaire like Donald Trump to where he has a group of people around him protecting him. Now, look, I don't know if that's the case with Donald Trump, if he has a security entourage, but that's certainly not the case with Bernie Sanders, obviously. So what's the bottom line here? Look, it doesn't make Bernie Sanders look weak at all. I think that this just really was something that Donald Trump wanted to talk about because it plays into his narrative of being a straight-talking tough guy. And look, confidence, it really does win over voters. So if he says this, look, nobody's going to do that to me, nobody's going to take over the microphone at my event, then I think people are going to like him for it, and he's going to be praised for it because it makes him look tough, it makes him look confident. But, I mean, in the end, disagree with him about the whole Bernie Sanders thing. It doesn't make Bernie Sanders look weak. I think that I would have done the same thing as Bernie Sanders. Because, I mean, if somebody is coming to you and they're passionate about this, regardless if you disagree with their tactics, I mean, what can you do? I mean, as I said, you're not going to manhandle them. You're not going to try to pick them up and throw them off the stage. So Donald Trump is just ridiculous.